up? It's your girl, Miss Dom here. Welcome back to my channel, Beauty on Budget. Today is Freestyle Friday. And as you guys know, today with Freestyle Friday, there will be two videos that I'm uploading today. The first video that I'm going to upload is a Storytime video. And then the second video is just pretty much introduction to me. I want you guys to get to know me. And so I thought what a great way to kick off a Freestyle Friday with a story time and a 50 question TMI tag. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and jump right into this story time, guys, because it's so good. To me, I'm hoping that for my first story time video, it's really good for you guys. If you guys happen to like it, I will do more story times. But yeah, ignore my hair right now. Like I said, I'm still waiting for some weave to come on in. So yeah, and I'm just rocking this hat. I was actually running around a lot of errands this morning. I had to go up to the city. So I was up at like 6:30 this morning. I did not feel like getting out of bed. Like, I literally was gonna stay in bed and I literally was in bed contemplating, should I even go in? I was like, I'm just gonna call my advisor and just tell her, can we meet another time? I just did not feel like getting out the bed today. So with that being said, I did not feel like beating my face, and I just got in the house. I don't know if y'all can see, but back here I got my food from Panera Bread. I didn't even eat yet, so that's how hype I was to do this video for you guys. So yeah, so ignore the unbeat face, just a little lipstick, and ignore the hair. But we just gonna go ahead and jump right into this story time video. Alright guys, so today's story time is about my first physical fight. Now, with my first physical fight, I don't really get into, I never really got into fights when I was in school. I'm just going to start off like that. I was always like, I mean, I could fight. Don't get me wrong. I can fight. But the whole thing with me getting into fights at school is I just felt like, I've always felt like this when I was a little kid. Like, I'm going to school to get an education. I'm not worried about going to school, fighting nobody, unless you put your hands on me first. That's where we just going to have to click. Cut that right there, nip that in the bud, because you put your hands on me first, then we have a problem. But I'm not going to school looking for a fight, looking to pick on anybody. I don't ever do that. I was always friends with everybody, guys, girls, whoever. Like, I was always friends and cool with everyone. So I never really had a problem with anyone. It's just people had a problem with me. And to this day, honestly, guys, if you ask why people had a problem with me, like, I could not even answer that. Like, I don't even remember. I don't know why a lot of people had a problem with me. I guess it's just because, you know, I was so, I wouldn't say cool. I mean, yeah, I would call myself cool. I'm not going to put myself down like that. But I would say it's because, you know, I got along so well with everyone. Like, I got along with cool kids, uncool kids, like boys, girls. I got along with everyone. I didn't believe in, like, having beef with anybody. I didn't believe in all that. I just believed in, look, I'm going to school to get an education. I'm only seeing y'all for 8 hours a day. After that, like, once we leave, I'm done. Like, I'm not going to see y'all again. So what's the point? So I remember, so my story time is really about how the whole fight between me and this girl started and how it really escalated into all my other friends. Okay, so this fight was like a really big fight. Like, it just escalated really big. Okay, more than I think it needed to in the first place anyway. So it was back in the school that I used to go to when I lived in Philly. I was in 7th grade. So this was like back in 2007-ish, 8-ish, 2007, 2008. So yeah. I remember I was in 7th grade and I still lived in Philly. And when you're in 7th grade, you're how old? Like what, 12? I remember here's the funny thing though, quick little side note. I remember I was 11 years old But I told everybody I was 12. And yeah, that's for another story time. I'm going to tell y'all the little joke about that in another story time. But anyways, so yeah. So I was about 11, 12. That was the age range or whatever. So, and looking back on it, I was like, wow, we was really little kids, like really fighting. Like, what? We really thought we were tough though. But for 11 and 12 years old, like we were tall and old looking. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. Like, just looking back on it and everything, I was just like, we look like some real old heads. Like, we belong in high school, not 7th grade. Oh my gosh, it was so funny. But anyways, so moving on to story time. So it was this girl that apparently, I don't know, I can't remember for the life of me, you guys. I'm trying to remember for the life of me, but apparently she never liked me. I don't know if it's because like I was cool with a lot of the people that she was cool with, or what her problem was with me, but I never really had a problem with anyone, okay? Like I said, I got along with everybody, okay? So I honestly did not know what her problem was with me. Like, she always used to mess with me and stuff like that. And she was like a few inches taller than me, but we were still pretty much like the same height. Like, we were the tallest out of the whole class. So, I remember this one day, like, I was just like, I'm always sitting in the back corner. We're in homeroom. And our homeroom was also our social studies class. So sometimes we doing like our social studies work in homeroom, or like sometimes when it's social studies class, like we just chilling. Like, our teacher was real cool. We were just chilling. So that day, I remember we were just chilling or whatever. And she said something out her mouth. Like, honestly, guys, I cannot remember this. This was so long ago. I just remembered her saying something and I retaliated. Like, I said something back. And I guess to her surprise, she wasn't expecting me, Miss Quiet, Miss Shy, whatever, to say anything back to her. But it was just like, it was enough. Enough was enough for me at that point. Like, I was just like, I'm sick and tired of you. If you want to go, we can go. Like, I'm done. Like, nobody has ever pushed me to this limit except for this girl. And we're going to call her Michelle, okay? So Michelle decided that she want to get up and come over to my desk. So I'm like in the back corner. And she's in the row in front of me, but she's like over on the other side. So she walks all the way from here, comes to the back to my table, and like step into me. I'm sitting in my chair. I'm looking up to her. I'm like, girl, if you don't go sit down, like, ain't nobody got time for this today. Like, I'm really not in the mood today. Like, I just don't have the time. Like, I'm just over it. I'm done. Like, can we just move on? But no. All I know is she came over to my desk, and after that, the next thing I know is a hand comes in contact with my face. I reacted so quick. I just got up and backhand slapped her. I was like, it wasn't like a serious backhand slap where like she fell. Like, you know, where like backhand slaps, like she fell. But her head did jerk to the side. And next thing I know is like we started arguing and stuff like that. And people holding us back. We was like, ah. And this, that, the third. And then the homeroom teacher, he got up, separated us, and told us to go down to the principal's office. I'm surprised on our way down to the principal's office, ain't nothing popped off. Because I guess that slap knocked some sense into her, because I was like, listen, I'm not the one. I'm not playing. Like, you touch me, I don't mind putting my hands on you. Like, you're not just going to come up out of nowhere and put your hands to my face. Like, what? So we went down to the principal's office. It wasn't that far of a walk. Like, literally just went down. Principal's office was right there. So apparently our homeroom teacher had called down to say that we were on our way, and the principal was like waiting for us. So he was like, Dominique, Michelle, come into my office. And he was like, so what's going on? And I was like, well, pretty much this, that, the third. Like, we got into an argument. We said this, we said that. And next thing I know, she slaps me in my face. I didn't say that I hit her back, because it's obvious that I would hit her back for self-defense. And he can't do anything like that to me. Like, I'm sitting here trying to do my work and she's just going to come up here and slap me and I'm not going to retaliate. What sense does that make? So I didn't say that, but it was pretty obvious that I slapped her back. And she sat there and she didn't say anything either. She was like, yup, I slapped her. She was really trying to, like, the fact that this girl was really trying to make it seem like she slapped me, like she won that one, like as if I didn't hit her back, was the funniest thing ever. Because she ended up getting lunch detention for the rest of the week. And she stayed getting into trouble. And the principal was like, next time you get into something, we're moving you out that class and putting you into another class. And the way our class went was like 7A, 7B, 7C, and 7D. So we were in 7C, I believe. And, or no, we was in 7B. And she was going to get moved to 7C, which was like a whole different homeroom. Her schedule was going to be different from ours. So she was never in our homeroom group. So what happened with that was, so that's what the principal said. And the funny thing is like, the whole time she was really acting like she got me, she won, this, that, the third. Just because she slapped me first, she really tried to make it seem like she really hit me. Like, she really got me. I was like, what? This girl really forgot that I slapped her back? Like, is she for real? Because I remember one time, it was like a couple days, no, it was the next day. Me and a group of my friends who she was friends with, we were all outside. We had lunch or whatever. Then we were walking inside to go back to the cafeteria to get like dessert, like a popsicle and stuff like that. So she was sitting there outside of the principal's office, sitting on a desk or whatever. And people kept coming up to me talking about some, oh, she slapped you, she slapped you. I was like, what? I slapped her back. Like, what is y'all trying to make it seem like I'm some type of punk or something? Like, if somebody gonna hit me, I'm not gonna hit them back. Like, no, honey, I'm from Philly. We don't do that. Northeast all day, okay? So anyways, so we walked inside and my friends or whatever, one of the girls who was one of my friends, she was like, why are you trying to make it seem like you hit her and she did not hit you back? Like, clearly she hit you back. Like, you really don't do that. Like, stop having people coming up to her. Stop telling people one side of the story and you not telling them the whole story. She was like, well, I did hit her. I did hit her. I was like, yeah, you hit me, but I hit you back. That's what you forgetting. I will do it again. Keep messing with me, little girl. Like, I really went all, I was like, this girl is really going to drive me up the wall. But I was like, I'm really not going to let her get the best of me. So, couple weeks went by. And not a couple weeks, but like a week later went by and she got off of lunch detention or whatever. So I remember one day we were out having lunch or whatever. Everything was cool. Like, this whole day we were all cool. We were vibing. Everything was fine. I guess we squashed our beef or whatever. Because at the end of the day, like, we were all still friends with the same people. Like, we all were friends in one big group. So whatever. I didn't really have a problem with her after that. So I remember a couple weeks, like a week or so later, one day we all went out, we had lunch, we were cool or whatever. Then our next class right after lunch was music class. And because my friend group was so big, we had to like group off into like a group to do our music project. But like I said, our friend group was so big, so not all of us can sit with each other or whatever. So I wasn't sitting with them. I was with another group. So I was just sitting here talking or whatever to my friends, this, that, the third. And then all of a sudden, I hear, bang, pop, 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 pop. I turned around. I said, say what? What just happened? So apparently my one friend, Tiana, we're going to call her Tiana. Tiana got into a fight with Michelle. Like I said, this is not Michelle's first time. Like, she's stayed getting into things with people. Like, she got really jealous. She's really jealous, and I don't know why. Like, I don't know what her problem was. But my friend, Tiana, literally hopped over the table and was going in. Next thing I know, like, the teacher is trying to pull them off. So literally he's grabbing my friend Tiana, who's like on top of her and swinging and beating her and like ripping her hair out. Like literally there was chunks of hair across the front of the classroom. I was like, oh my gosh, like she's really going in on her. And to this day, I never know how that fight started. All I know is that it started over some food or whatever, but the whole thing is that this girl, Michelle, she just really has a problem. Like she really always stay getting into fight with everybody in our friend group. And I'm just like, why is she so jealous? Like, what is the problem? Like, why she always have a problem with somebody? So it was just so funny. Well, it wasn't. Well, it was funny to me, but, you know, it might not sound funny, but it was funny. But anyway, so the teacher is like literally dragging them across the floor, and you just seeing trail of hair, of like Michelle's hair. My friend just going in. Tiana is just going in and beating her. And then that was that. Then they went to the principal's office. They had to go home that same day. And then the next day, they didn't come to school. Then the next day after that, the following day, apparently they came back. I was like, what y'all doing back? Like, I thought y'all were suspended. Well, actually, I saw Michelle in the homeroom. I didn't see Tiana yet. But I was thinking to myself, because I didn't even want to say nothing to her, because she already looked like she was about to pop off and get to somebody next. And I was like, listen, if me and this girl got to go again, we will go again. Like, I don't even care no more. Like, I'm sick and tired of her. Like, we really wanted to get her out of our homeroom because we really could not stand her anymore. Like, nobody liked her anymore. Probably like one person out of our whole friend group still liked her. Nobody liked her anymore. We wanted to get her kicked out of our homeroom and go off to a different homeroom. Like, literally, this was a whole plan, goal, mission, everything. So we did. So that day, I was walking into the homeroom and I saw Michelle. I was like, I thought y'all were suspended for like the rest of the week. I believe it happened on a Wednesday and they came back on, no, it happened on like a Monday or something, like early on in the week, and then they came back later on in the week. I was like, I thought y'all was suspended for like the rest of the week. Like, that's what I was thinking to myself. But then, so I'm just sitting there kicking it with my friends in the back. Like, I was talking to like all the guys or whatever, just like, we were just like goofing around and stuff like that. Then all of a sudden, I see this other girl who was a part of my friend group. She comes over to my other friend who is still friends with Michelle. She goes over to her and she's like, Tiana is downstairs in the bathroom and she wants to see you. It was then that we knew shit was about to go down. I'm like, girl, you purpose, because you cannot, you really, seriously, that is not how you whisper. You really cannot whisper because, listen, everybody and their mom heard her in that homeroom. Well, not everybody, because it was just the people like who were in the back. Like, you know, like when you turn to somebody and you have like your mouth here, like the people in the front can't hear, but like the people in the back could obviously see what she's saying and can hear what she's saying. So I'm like, girl, I done heard you. Like, so next thing you know, all of us are trying to go down to see Tiana, but Michelle hops up, beams out of the homeroom, and then my other friend who's still friends with Michelle, she gets up and she tries to go downstairs to go see everything. Then we like all try to start going down and see what was going to happen. But it was too late. The teacher already caught on to what was going on. So they had to send like security down there to go check out what was going on in the girls' bathroom or whatever like that. Why everybody all of a sudden want to go down to the bathroom. So they had to send security down there, and apparently they got into another brawl again. This time Michelle got beat up again, and this time more hair was spread across the bathroom floor. I'm surprised this girl is not bald. Like, seriously, I was still surprised that she had so much hair. That's pretty much the story of, like, I wouldn't really say my first fight, but it was just like my first encounter with like a bully. Like, at the end of the day, y'all, don't bully, because you never know when the person that you're bullying can retaliate, can really come back to you and really like just really go in. Like, that's all I'm saying. Like, you just want to be careful with who you're talking to, who you saying, and be careful with who you run up on. Just because somebody's sitting quiet and harmless in the corner does not mean that they will not jump up and go in on you if you come to them first. Like, seriously, like, be careful with who you bully. And they always say the quiet ones are always the ones to attack first when you least expect it, and they're the ones to really go in. Y'all remember back then when that whole Jade video came out, and the poor little girl was sitting there with her arms behind her back, and the whole time in the beginning of the video, everybody was like, oh, this poor little girl, she really can't fight. But then when the girl started hitting Jade with the 1-2, they was like, damn. So that's pretty much how it is, y'all. Like, just because somebody stay quiet, just because somebody looks harmless, just because somebody looks like they cannot fight, does not mean that they will not go off on you. Like, pretty much that's just how it is, point blank period. So after all that, she got transferred to another homeroom. We had to, like, literally get her out of our classroom. And yeah, that's just pretty much it. Like, she really ran up on me, tried to slap me. Then a couple weeks later, tried to do the same thing to my friend. And it was just like, I don't understand it. Like, why'd you have to do that? So anyways, moral of the story is just don't bully. And be careful with who you're bullying, because you never know. It will always come back to bite you in the butt, like, in the future. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed my very first story time. I hope it wasn't too boring for you guys, but yeah, I will see you guys in the next video, the next story time. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Bye.